Hello, I'm going to talk for a bit about how the aggressive behaviour of serial killers links to cholesterol and serotonin. So first I'm going to talk about how cholesterol levels link in with aggressive behaviour. There have been many studies on this, both in animals and humans, and one example of an animal study is with chimpanzees, and the study had two groups of chimpanzees. One were fed a normal diet and the other were fed a diet low in cholesterol, and they found that the chimps fed a diet low in cholesterol were more aggressive than the chimps fed a normal diet. There was also another example of a study on criminals admitted to a forensic hospital for crimes of violence, and they found that there were lower, significantly lower levels of cholesterol in those patients with a higher frequency and history of violence. So now that a link between cholesterol levels and aggressive behaviour has been found, if we look back to the triangle, it illustrates that cholesterol can cause aggressive behaviour, but via serotonin, and that's what I'm going to look at next, is how cholesterol affects serotonin levels, and then how serotonin levels affect aggressive behaviour. So the next step in the diagram is the link between cholesterol levels and serotonin levels. Now again, there have been many studies on this, and they've found that a decrease in cholesterol levels is correlated with a decrease in serotonin levels. When there is a decrease in cholesterol, this depresses the cholesterol phospholipid ratio in the membranes of neurons. This alters the fluidity of the membrane, which in turn alters the function of the serotonin receptors and transporter proteins that are present on the membrane. This decreases the ability of serotonin to enter these cells and ultimately decreases the function or effect of serotonin. So the final step in the diagram is the link between serotonin levels and aggressive behaviour. So again, there have been many studies in linking these two factors together, and the one that illustrates this the most is a study that found a decrease in serotonergic modulation in certain cortexes of the brain that are known to be associated with the control of aggressive behaviour. Now this slide shows a picture of the human brain, and the circled areas are those associated with the modulation and control of aggressive behaviour. And after a test between impulsive or aggressive patients compared with normal healthy volunteers, the study showed that there was a reduction in metabolic activity in these three areas after an induced serotonin release. Now in a normal healthy person, this induction in serotonin release should increase metabolic activity in these areas, as these areas are known to use serotonin as their primary neurotransmitter. However, because the impulsive and aggressive patients showed a decrease in metabolic activity, this would indicate a decrease in uptake and use of serotonin. So overall, this proves that it is serotonin that is the neurotransmitter needed to make these cortexes or areas of the brain work, and therefore the control of aggressive behaviour needs the neurotransmitter serotonin to function. Now there's a reason that in this diagram that each set of arrows are going both ways, and this is because it's not very clear which is the cause and which is the effect. Cholesterol doesn't necessarily cause the aggressive behaviour, we only know that it's linked. For example, going the other way, a lot of alcoholics adopt aggressive behaviour, and it's known that increased alcohol in the body increases the amount of high density lipoproteins, and these lipoproteins transport cholesterol to the liver, which in turn will clear and cause lower serum cholesterol levels. So overall, it's not yet clear and not fully understood which of these three factors is a cause and which is an effect. All we know for now is that all three are linked. So cholesterol levels and serotonin levels could play a part in the behaviour of serial killers